In this video, I will give you some insights as to when custom hearing aids are relevant and some inspiration in terms of how to choose the right style together with the client. There are of course cosmetic reasons for why a client would want a custom style, but what are the more clinical reasons? There may be reasons related to the client's outer ear, meaning that a behind-the-ear hearing aid would physically fit poorly. Examples could be a very small or even an absent auricle. Another reason could be if there are other things taking space behind the ears, such as glasses or a face mask, meaning that there's less space for the hearing device. Poor dexterity is also an argument for recommending custom hearing aids. With custom devices, there's only one piece to handle and place in the ear. And because it's based on an impression, we can also expect microphones and receivers to sit in the exact same position in the ear every single time. It's also worth mentioning that you may get some extra directional cues from the outer ear, and most likely there's also an advantage in terms of wind noise because the microphones may be more protected compared to behind-the-ear styles. When the choice has fallen upon a custom solution, which style should you then recommend? It is foundational to know why the user wants a custom solution, what drives this decision. This way you get a better idea of their motivation, and this will help direct the conversation. As part of the conversation, expectation setting is absolutely key. This is likely to influence how happy and satisfied the client will be with the hearing solution in the end. The choice of hearing device lies with the user. Asking open-ended questions to uncover their needs, wishes, and priorities, along with keeping their specific hearing loss and their ear canal in mind, will help facilitate choosing the optimal solution. Together with the client, you should establish where on the scale they lie in terms of invisibility and functionality. The client should know that the choices that they make will influence the size of the hearing aids. This is a balancing act, and it can be useful to have pictures of how the hearing aids look in an ear. There are different topics that can be covered in the conversation. For example, the day-to-day listening environments and listening needs. Is the person mainly in quiet or in noisy settings? Do they use a lot of digital devices in their everyday life? Do they play sports? For example, if the person oftentimes find themselves in complex listening conditions, it may make sense to go for an ITC due to the signal processing opportunities that two microphones offer, but also the NFMI that ensures binaural communication. NFMI is even an option in the CIC if discreteness is essential. While talking about everyday listening, you can ask about whether the person attends places of worship, theaters, cinemas, or other places where a telecoil might be relevant, or if they have been used to having a telecoil in the past. Telecoil and 2.4 GHz cannot coexist in the same device, but that does not mean that the person cannot have the benefits of both technologies. A solution can be offering them a style that includes 2.4 GHz and supplement with an EduMic which provides telecoil functionality, allowing the client to connect to teleloop systems, and this way he or she gets the best of both worlds. If the person oftentimes uses a smartphone, it's relevant to uncover how they use it and what for. Is it mainly for calling friends and family, or is it also for streaming? And maybe the client is used to controlling other devices with their phone, such as the house alarm system. With an IIC, it's not possible to connect to the smartphone, but the phone can be held up to the ear normally. However, if the person is used to using Bluetooth devices and would like to use the hearing aids with their phone, a style with 2.4 GHz is something to consider. This will give them both the opportunity for direct streaming, but also control the hearing aids via the hearing aid app. And then there's the TV. The hearing aids will, of course, amplify sound from the TV, but if the person has trouble hearing the TV with his or her current hearing aids, or if they've been used to having a TV solution with their current hearing aids, a 2.4 GHz device is a sensible choice. This way, the hearing aids can be paired with a TV adapter, which will transmit the TV sound directly to the hearing aids and remove interference from noise and reverberation. One thing is the hearing needs in everyday life, but there are also needs in terms of device handling and wishes in terms of appearance. Having the client's hearing needs in mind, you may feel like recommending an ITC, but if the cosmetic aspects are much more important to the person, then this will affect their motivation to wear the hearing aids. Also, is there a wish or need for control options on the device? Does the person just want a device that takes care of itself, or would they like to be able to control their hearing to some degree? And if so, should this be via buttons on the hearing devices or via an app? And lastly, there's the handling. Are there dexterity needs that need to be considered? In some cases, this means that an ITE half shell or full shell is the best choice to ensure that the person can handle things such as insertion and battery changes. In cases where dexterity is a challenge, there are different options for example, a raised push button or raised volume wheel that can be selected on the order form. These are suggestions to some of the things that could be discussed to help the individual to choose what's right for them. The goal is, of course, to find the optimal solution, balancing the person's wish for discreetness with what they want to be able to do. Many users may want an invisible device with all feature options, and counseling is important to help them strike the right balance.